Greeting, fam. How y'all doing? We are out here in Los Angeles, basically in what we're calling Africa Town, Los Angeles. And today we are glad that we are taking this break, the bank movement, on a national level. We got some family back east who are also standing up with us now. So we continue uh, to push this. As we continue to push this, we look to grow and add more people because basically what we're talking about is affecting Black communities all across the country. This is actually the fourth campaign we've had against these banks. The first campaign we started in 2011. Some of you might remember what was called the Occupy movement. It started with Occupy Wall Street. Then it went across the country. In LA, they had Occupy LA. And those of us that was going up to the encampment at City Hall realized it wasn't really touching the issues of the Black community. So we brought it back over this way and what we ended up calling Occupy Crenshaw. And one of our first actions in that was at the Bank of America right at the Crenshaw Mall. The second week, we went to the Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon. And we really got caught up fighting a lot of different corporations, also trying to build up our smaller Black businesses. So we didn't go fully ahead with the banks like we knew needs to happen. We started the second campaign in 2015. A few of us, our brother Dino, you might have seen him giving the bird to one of the Wells Fargos. We had taken the pictures in 2015, but that was tied into the fight against Black Friday. We saw annually our people spend billions of dollars with white corporations on Black Friday. So we started encouraging our people to redirect that financial support into Black businesses, but at the same time, calling out corporations like Wells Fargo, other banks, other corporations for the exploitation of our community. Then in 2018, one of our last missions with our great brother Matt Capone, we held a bank transfer day where we went around to different banks in the community for about a month or so. And we encouraged people to join us on one particular day to transfer over to One United, which is actually right across the street from where we're at right now. And we actually had a nice turnout that day. We had a bunch of brothers and sisters out here in front of One United. A few people with the different banks come. And that was that. So now, in this fourth campaign, we are really focused on the fact that banks have played a major role in the devastation of our communities. Initially, we were looking at four of the mega banks like Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Citibank. Over the past month, we have learned, based off of the recent congressional hearings, it's actually 7 mega banks. In addition to those 4, there's PNC, there's Truist, and I keep forgetting the 7th one, but we normally add it in our description. So basically what we're doing is we're calling on these banks who are claiming since 2020, they've been investing billions of dollars into our communities. So you figure 7 mega banks, a lot of other corporations in 2020 in response to the George Floyd uprising, said they were putting hundreds of millions of dollars like Facebook and HBO and Amazon. But we've seen the conditions in our community get worse over the past 2 years. Right. So as we've investigated what is happening, what we see is they play this little game where they give a small circle, small amounts of funds. And of course, those on top get a larger chunk. But as it trickles down to the people that need it the most, it's doing nothing. So on top, you hear a number like, yeah, they're putting $30 billion into our communities. But then by the time it gets to the hands of the people, it's something they'll spend in a week or 2 at most. So on one end, they've taken homes away from us. They've taken businesses away from us. Now they're basically giving us a welfare check on steroids. And we're saying enough of the games. You know, our people are dying at the highest rates. We're being displaced at the highest rates. As a lot of you know, the temperature has dropped over the past week. And it's our people out here sleeping on these cold ass sidewalks. So the banks are saying they have the money. They're allegedly putting the money into our communities. But now we want to make sure that money gets to the people who need it the most. and in manners that can actually make some change, bring about some change, help sustain our presence in these communities that they have been systemically pushing us out of. So for now, I'm gonna shut up and let others who are with us share why they came out today. But again, this is the beginning of a national action now. Want to shout out the United Empires of Alkebulan. They have taken the initiative to join us back east. We're also talking to a few other organizations, so we're looking at this picking up weekly at this point. And again, just big ups to everybody. And people always ask, well, what is the end day if you're telling them to boycott a bank? We're saying go to a One United, go to a Broadway Federal, go to a black-owned financial institution and do your business. Black power.
What's up there, Black family? Well, you know what? This is Kevin Morton Price, Africa Town Coalition. Billion pretty much has said it all. We are out here to get our reparations from these banks. We are out here to bring an awareness to the Black family that we need to stop doing business with these institutions who were part of the slave trade, some of them. You know what I'm saying? And their legacy of exploitation of the Black family continues even in the 21st century. So we're out here today just to give that message. I'm not going to spend too much time. I just want to give a good shout out to the United Empires of Alkebulan. And we got a lot of work that we're going to be doing throughout the nation. Everybody, what do we say? Just get that sign and go in front of that bank. And this is what you do, okay? And then you put it out there on social media and let's hook this up. You know what I'm saying? This could even turn into I don't even want to say a challenge, but okay, it turned into a challenge. I don't know. All right. So anybody else want to get in before we go over to this bank? We got brother. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so we encourage people to transfer their banks to One United Bank, which is a Black-owned bank. We need more Black-owned businesses in our community. And then, like Kevin said, is that not One United Bank, but Bank of America, Wells Fargo Chase Bank, that was part of the slave trade. So they financed a lot of slave ships that went from a lot of these other countries in West Africa, and they financed a lot of them. So we got to hold these banks accountable too, and then transfer to One United Bank, Broadway Bank, or any other financial institution that's in your state. Man, we need to get as much Black support as possible. If y'all don't live in California, if y'all in Detroit or any other city in the East that's a Black-owned institution, bank, support those. Because they definitely will was fun to support more Black-owned businesses. That's all I got to say.
And just to add, you can find the information on what these banks are doing on Fight to Save Black LA. That's Fight, the number 2, Save Black LA. We added clips of the recent congressional hearings breaking down the corruption, breaking down their history in slavery, breaking down how they manipulate the wealth gap. So most definitely follow those to find out more information. But now we about to turn it up and see if we can get some folks to transfer those accounts today. Black power.
Black power. And no Black eraser. That's right.
Black power.
Black power. All right. Do me a favor, don't you? It won't let you turn this thing on.
asking people,
Well, at least to be safe. What's up there, Black family? So yeah, we're out here. We're just passing out some information right now. As you can see, as people are entering the bank, we just want to pass out a little information so that people will be aware of the exploitation of Chase Bank as it relates to the, the Black family. And really, Angelinos as a whole. Yeah, Angelinos as a whole.
So yeah, we right here at Chase Bank right here, and people know the withdraw they bank account from Chase Bank and put a One United Bank or any black institution that's in your state or in your city. It's One United because Chase Bank is one of the main players that fund slave ships, that fund slavery and shit. Same thing, you go to like Deutsche Bank and the Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. They had a huge part of the slave trade though too as well. A lot of these insurance companies had a part of the slave trade as well too.
What's up, fam? All right, yeah, it's pretty simple to me. We got to bank with our community and bank with people that you know you can trust and aren't going to come and tear apart the community that we've built to establish and sweat blood and tears into. I like to keep things simple. So
yeah,
we need to bank black.
and people know
Cancel all your other accounts, switch over. And it takes time, it takes community, it takes family, but we can do it together.
you got to draw support from these major four banks, especially Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. That a huge part of slave trade. You got to think about most of the banks already as Nazi Jews and shit like that. They basically run out of banks like Deutsche Bank, the bank that denied black people the bank, which is the Jewish owned bank, Deutsche Bank. And Bank of America owned by Italian people, Wells Fargo, and other banks owned by Jews, and they was heavy in slavery. To draw their bank accounts to Chase Bank. Yeah, well, y'all might thank you, brother, because these banks funded the slave trade. They funded slavery. Chase Bank, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, he was funded slave trade. They funded slavery, yo. And they make billions of dollars off the slave trade, yo. So yeah, I'm not get off the line and put something on Facebook. Spread what it is. But I don't know where that is.
All right, y'all. We out here. We sharing that information. You know what I'm saying? And we are out here in Southern California, Africatown, LA. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give a shout out to the. Excuse me one second. How you doing, man? All right. Have you ever thought about changing your bank? You like this one right here? You know that they exploitate, black people. Yeah, they were also a part of the slave trade. They exploit black people. They were part of that 70s, 80s campaign that took away thousands of black men. Yeah, that's right. I think that we should probably check it out. Let's go. We know the stick. All right, thank you. All right, y'all. Yeah, we moving. Yeah. What? So we're gonna get on public property right here on this. So the security has come out, y'all, and told us that we can't be in front of the bank. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna make it personal with her because it's not about her. You know what I'm saying? She's just doing her thing. So Chase Bank was a part of the slave trade. We're gonna move on out here, and we're gonna continue to deliver this message. Or at least I'm gonna move the camera right here anyway, and we'll decide from there. How you doing, there, brother? All right. Where you bank at? I mean, I'm talking about that man's money right there. Get that man that piece of paper right there. Yeah, let me get out his pocket right quick. I do want to be in his pocket though, because we got to get these people away from Chase Bank, y'all. We got to make sure that Chase Bank loses some of its accounts. Okay, that's the challenge right there. The challenge is nationally, we're gonna put Chase Bank on the spotlight, and we're gonna stay on them. All right, we're gonna stay on them. We got the United Empires of Kevlar. You know what I'm saying? They are out there doing their thing as well. And I just want to just thank everybody who's on the strand. I forget some people, and I really do apologize. But this gets better, y'all. This gets better. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? This gets better. Yeah. Yeah, get that brother there. Went on flyer because, we tired of exploitation. We need our reparations. And, Chase Bank, they ain't doing nothing for the black community. They're giving money to the boule. Okay, they're giving money to the boule. They're giving money to these organizations that by the time it does trickle down, it's a little bit less than crumbs. You see what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure that this message gets out. And we want to make sure that the people understand that we do not support exploitation. We do not support the raping of our community. And we want reparations, damn it. That's what we want. Excuse my language. Your money out there, white bank. Yeah, they funded slave trade. That's right, Bank Black. What's up there, bro? I see you. Let's just say no to Chase Bank. That's all right, sister. You'll get it one day. Y'all talking about Chase, I can't. See, but the market for Chase is right here, sister. We over here. We're not stopping nobody. We have not impeded. We have not impeded nobody. So all I'm really saying to you, we know the law. We know the law, sister. So please, we left your space. That's Chase space. We're not blocking anybody. So we have the right to be here. I can't allow y'all to stop. But you can't stop us from exercising our constitutional rights, sister. So please don't go down that road, please. I'm a black sister I know.
I just can't have y'all to do this right
I know, but you don't have the right to stop us on public property. That's all we're really saying to you. So please, we're gonna be done, but you don't have the right to stop us on public property. When we were right there, that's a different thing. Yeah. Mama. All right, y'all. So, you know, this is one of those situations where we're going to have a lesson of Constitution and a lesson of public property. Okay. So, yeah, that's what we're about to do right now. We were asked to leave the Chase property area right there, and we did that. So now we're in public space.
Anybody can just walk over.
Yeah.
Yep. They funded slavery in the slave trade. Also, they funded.
So like I said, y'all, you know, we're not taking it personal with any employee. We're dealing with the corporate structure of exploitation in America, and one of those is Chase Bank. So, you know, we have their community, we have their access, we have their contact information. They got our contact information, you know, and so we need to have a real dialogue. Because see, we're going to be here every single day, all over America. We're going to be in front of a Chase Bank. Okay, so you know, let's go ahead and support that. You know, if your grandmother lost her house, okay, if your grandmother lost her house to Chase, Bank of America, what's that other one? Countrywide, okay, Wells Fargo. If your grandmama lost her house or your granddaddy lost her house, this is the reason why we out here. Okay, we didn't let this go too long, and so now they got to break the community off. That's just like that. Maxine Waters, Councilman Maxine, I apologize, Senator Maxine Waters. She outed them right now. She outed them. Okay, so we got to follow up on that. You know, she outed them and said that these people are responsible for the exploitation and the loss of hundreds of millions of dollars.
Kept slavery going in America too as well. They taking black people's homes, giving them the predatory lending practices, denying black people mortgage loans. Even though black people got perfect score, they still deny black people getting house and loans. If they do, they give predatory lending practices, charging a higher predatory lending practices, so they won't be able to afford to pay their mortgages. So with a recession,
we saying no to Chase Bank.
Yeah, no to Chase Bank.
Money, y'all. One United.
Today is going national. Shout out. United Empire's up. I'll keep it on.
No, it ain't open. I'm at 20. Chase Bank funded slavery. They funded the slave trade. They kept slavery going in America. Dorothy Bank, one main institution. Dorothy Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they funded the slave trade. So we encourage all black people to withdraw their banks from Bank of America, change Bank, Wells Fargo, Dorothy Bank, and put it in one United Bank or any black-owned institution. That's out.
Stop the exploitation, y'all. This is the day. This is the day we go national. We say stop the exploitation. We are tired of the exploitation of these banks. Chase Bank is one of the major exploiters of the black community. I wonder how many mortgages have they taken from grandma and grandpa over the last 25 years right here in LA. Okay, how many? How many? Anybody used to work for Chase Bank and give us that accurate information? How many grandma and grandpa's homes have they taken? How many mortgages do they still hold? How many mortgages have they sold off and leveraged and did their banking thing with? You know what I'm saying? Making money off the blood of our grandmothers and our grandfathers who came here in the 20s and the 30s, and they bought homes, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them bought these homes in the 30s and the 40s, you know, only to be tricked out of them by people like Chase Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Countrywide. Hey, all right, look at that. That's right. We saying let's transfer that money from Chase Bank to One United. Let's bank black, y'all. That's what we're talking about. We're gonna bank black. That's what we want to do. We want to bank black. Take that money out of their treasury okay, and put it into a treasury that was going to do something for our people, you know, because for far too long, they've had hundreds of billions of dollars in their treasury, all right, and it ain't been working for us. It ain't been working for us. Matter of fact, if you sign that deal to let them in, they'll give you some of that money, you know what I'm saying? But they want to make sure they have access to your project, you know? So that's something that the Black community has to say no to. The Black community has to be able to say that, you know what, we don't want that money if it comes attached to any strings. You know, you owe us for slavery and for exploitation for the last 40, 50 years. All right, yeah.
It made billions of dollars off the slave trade. They one of the main institutions that kept slavery going here in America. Main four institutions, Deutsche Bank.
So we do got demands we are putting forward to them. Again, we found each of them have what they call racial equity programs, where they say, oh, we're putting billions of dollars into the community, but basically by the time it hits the people that need it the most, is little to nothing, and it's made available to very few. So, you know, when they're dealing with billions, we know they could do things that will be more impactful. One of the things we're saying is to divest from law enforcement agencies and prosecutors who refuse to hold law enforcement accountable. As we've researched these banks over the years, we find that they give huge sums of money to law enforcement, to different politicians. So as genocide is happening to us currently, that is one of the divestments we're saying they need to make. Reparations for Black people who have been affected by this genocidal campaign by law enforcement across the country. Cease predatory loans and other means of redlining. Reparations for families who have been conned out of their homes. So that's another mark they always miss. They talk and tell you to look for what they're going to do, but very seldom do they actually address the families who have already been affected by what they've been doing. So we're saying to kind of restore justice, restore order, one of the first things they need to do is to repair the families that have been destroyed by them taking their homes. Divest from the prison industrial complex and policies that criminalize Black people. Again, as we recently saw in LA, where some of the Latino officials came out basically exposing themselves to be racist. We found these same banks have relationships with them. We know recently, because of comments Kanye West made, Chase Bank terminated their relationship with him. But we found Chase Bank also has relationships with Nuri Martinez, Kevin DeLeon, Gil Cedillo. Are they going to terminate their relationships with them? Are they going to Wells Fargo? We found pictures of Wells Fargo officials snuggled up with Kevin DeLeon, Nuri Martinez. So are they going to counsel Chase Bank? They're going to Wells Fargo. They're going to counsel their relationships with them also. Overall reparations for descendants of Africans who were enslaved in the U.S. Again, as we found, not just the 4 banks that we thought, but all of the 7 mega banks pretty much have history in the enslavement of our people. So all of them need to be putting reparations into Black communities. And again, not these programs where they say they give so much money to people that qualify. Again, all of us, whether we qualify for this or that, were affected by slavery and the ongoing exploitation of our communities. So by us being Black and descendants of those atrocities and even experiencing those atrocities in our life, that is qualification enough for us to be receiving reparations. Cease means of sabotaging Black wealth. We've been pointing out we have a Black bank right across the street. However, one of the reasons people tell us they don't go to One United is because One United doesn't have the same type of programs that they can get at a Chase Bank or a Wells Fargo, Bank of America. So we know quite often there are barriers to our people being able to fully function like other people. So we're saying to remove all of these systemic means they've been utilizing to sabotage Black wealth. Reparations for the financial hardships caused by the institutions practices in our communities, making equitable investments in communities where they have denied Black people employment opportunities, just like several other corporations in what still is a Black community now. We find mostly non-Black employees in these businesses. So again, they can change that up today, tomorrow. However, all these years that that's been practiced has led to inequities in our community that they must now be held accountable for. Also, audit these programs where they are saying they're putting all these monies into our communities. Because again, from 2020 till now, 2 years later, we see very little effect of any funds being put into our community. We actually see more of our brothers and sisters becoming homeless. More folks are looking for employment. More Black businesses are in dire need of resources and support. So we're saying any of these programs that are in our communities need to be adjusted to where, again, it helps those who need it the most. And lastly, cease financing corrupt politicians and policies that continue to oppress the Blacks. Again, I was pointing out how they have relationships with a lot of these crooked politicians. So they are more informed than any of us. They know which ones are crooks, and quite often, as is becoming more obvious, they've been financing these politicians to be corrupt. So to stop playing that game, we need to hold these banks accountable for the investments they've been making in these corrupt policies that have been devastating us in our communities. So again, we are out here Friday with the Break the Bank movement. Today is going national, thanks to our brothers and sisters from the United Empires of Alkebulan. Also want to shout out the New Age Panther Party, our brother Pablo and family. But we are out here 3738 Crenshaw in front of Chase Bank, seeing how many folks we can find in the community to pull their funds out of this bank and go over to One United, which is right across the street. Nah, it's still on. Speak on it.
All right, y'all. You know, I apologize for those interruptions right there. And so, you know, we are out here, as
right
Billion say, every Friday.
Bank right across the street.
The bank movement right here. We are asking that this go national. If you have been exploited by Chase Bank, how you doing? If you've been exploited by Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Countrywide, okay, what we need you to do. Oh, okay. Yes.
They part of the slave trade. They've had a huge part of the slave trade that sort of slave trade.
So what I'm gonna do right now, y'all, is that hey Steven, I need you to go on the screen. That's okay. I need you to I need you to pick up right here where we at and continue. And I'm gonna jump on the outline. Yeah, I need you to go out. All right, y'all. So what we're going to do is that we are out here on the West Coast. We are that West Coast affiliate that's going to be bringing you that information, that political information, that social information, that economic information, you know what I'm saying, that reparations information, that break the bank information. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go to the national office of the United Empires of Alkebulan, and we're going to give that national update. So we shall be returning soon. Peace. And we're out here at 3738 Crenshaw at Chase Bank. Okay, so